What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a beard sculpt. So when it comes to doing a beard sculpt, I like to keep as much length as possible while making sure to keep a specific shape. So in this case, my client really wanted to keep a squared off shape. That means a sharp line right at the jaw and keeping all the hairs and stragglers and stuff on the sides completely gone. So that's why we started with a number 4 with the grain. Cutting with the grain keeps the length and keeps the density, but it gets rid of all the little flyaways that we don't want. So once you complete getting rid of all the little flyaways while going with the guard with the grain of the beard on the sides, then we can start the actual beard sculpt process. And that is just taking off about a ½ inch. In this case, my client wanted to keep most of the length here, just about a ½ inch right off of underneath the chin, and you bring that all the way straight back to the neck. When it comes to the lineup, we want to make sure the back of the beard is nice and sharp. And in this case, we are keeping a very sharp shape to the beard here. So we are going to have a straight line down and then almost a perfect L shape right at the corner there. We want to make sure the edges are very pronounced. He does not want a rounded out beard. So in this case, we are keeping those edges nice and sharp. Now we are on to our next step. Once you have all the bottom line lined up with the trimmer, you can bring on the shaver and just bald everything out. Now just be careful, some clients will break out if you do this on them. Just make sure to ask, and if they like it or if they use a razor here, then this definitely will not irritate them. So when it comes to a mustache on a long beard, you do not want to hit it with a guard. I always go just to line up first, and in this case, his mustache grows almost straight out. So right here, I'm sculpting those long hairs that are sticking straight out. I'm just kind of knocking them down a little bit just to make them a tiny bit shorter. It really doesn't make much of a difference when looking head on, but silhouette wise, looking from the side, they don't stick straight out anymore. So on most people, this is definitely going to take you the longest, and that is the razor lineup. So I've covered this before on the short beard video that I did make, and that is pretty much the exact same process here that we're doing. In this case, there's not much to cut. It's more just sharpening up the line that's already here, but it's the same process. You start with right on the sideburn, keeping that straight, and then you bring that all the way down to the cheek area, and then you pull that skin like I'm doing right there to kind of just put a curve right here in the beard. You don't want to curve the whole thing, you just really want to curve that one little spot, and that's why it's really important to stretch the skin. And here I'm just going backhand to get rid of all the little hairs that are on the cheek there, so you don't get all up in their personal space with the whole blade holder. Sometimes it can get kind of annoying, rest on the client's nose and stuff. You don't want none of that. So I just go backhand to get rid of the hairs there. And then here it's just as simple as making that line super sharp without going over it too many times, because that will cause razor burn. So all in all, it is a pretty straightforward process, and hopefully you learned something and got some value out of it. If you did, really appreciate it if you left a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.